Yo, peeps, welcome back. You know what I mean? Thanks for the support for the last video, 18th edition lessons. Um, there's some things that I need to clarify before we go any further. I think because I was speaking a bit fast, you might hear some strange noises in the background as well, because I'm in the hospital, you know what I mean? But anyway, the show must go on. So the last time we said, I think I was going a bit fast in my explanation because, I know the regs like that. So forgive me, but I don't really hold it down. It is what it is. There was something I said, I think I said with it doesn't cover marinas. That was obviously a mistake because I was flowing with offshores and I said offshore marinas. Now, of course it does marinas, it doesn't do offshore. And there was one more thing before we get into where we get to chapter 42. There's some things I want to clarify before we get back up to chapter 42 because I think that's where we got to, but I'll run a refresher from 41 and stuff. If you turn to page 24, the definitions. Part 2, definitions, that's where it starts, page 24. Exactly, part 2, page 24, see? So, this section is the definition section. And for example, it defines anything that has to be defined. For example, basic protection. Basic protection can be defined by not clapping your mouth, but basic protection against electric shock under fault-free conditions. Okay? For example, a bonding conductor, a protective conductor providing equipotential bonding. And I'm looking at these notes, and it says Amendment 1 will be withdrawn on the 27th of September 2022. During this period, both versions remain current. So as I said before we get into the brown book, we're still going to do the blue book because that comes first. So, one second. It says the 18th edition, this will be available until September 2022. The new 22 unit, this will be available from June 22. Okay, so in the meantime, all of them, both version is still current. So I think what we got to was chapter 42 was about to start, because remember we done electric shock, which is 41. So just looking back at before we start, just going back for one more of the changes. One of the changes that is implemented in the amendments, and it would be AFDDs, arc fault detection devices. If you didn't know, that was as I said, no news to me, because in this book, that's the only BSEN number that was not in the book, the arc fault detection device. So therefore, when it's coming out with the changes, that's to say recommendation. In this, it was a recommendation, and once it says recommendation in here, you know when it comes to the new version, it will be implemented. So if top of my head, if we look back at page 81, before we start at chapter 42, page 80, page 81, and it says, if use an AFDD device, so arc fault detection device, shall be placed at the origin of the circuit to be protected. For example, where such devices can be used include premises with sleeping accommodations and stuff like that. Okay, so when it comes and it tells you that's where it's going to be, that was no great news. As I said, the changes don't really do a lot, but as you can tell, I'm in the hospital, so you might hear noise in the background and stuff, but as I said, the show must go on. Yeah, so we was at chapter 42, but before we do 42, let's just run back over some quick stuff. So for example, on page, before I get to that page, you see this one? This is the new on-site guide. I was looking in this earlier and there's something that caught my eye. And it says, if I can find it back, bear with me a second. Where did I see? Okay, here we go. So in this new one on page 22, it says a consumer unit assembly to BSEN 6143-32012. I like that one. When it says, what did you say? Assembly. A consumer unit assembly. If you then went to page 29 in BS 7671, not the brown one, but this one. If you then go to page 29, I'm sure you can be a bit quieter. If you go page 29, it says we're still in definition. Okay? And for a consumer unit, the definition of that is a coordination of electrical equipment, correct way of selecting electrical devices in series to provide safety and commit of service of the installation. Okay, so that is just a fancy way of how they speak. I was gonna say a word, but I'm not. I'm gonna keep it clean because I'm sure you can hear the background. But it's cool. Yeah, you can come in.
You want any part of it, Amor?
No, I'm okay. I don't require any. I'm all right. Thank you very much.
I got an injection for you.
I'll take it. Is that the? I'll take it. Just leave it. I'll take it.
The Noxaparin.
Yeah, I'll take it. Just pass it for me, please. Yeah, you can see nurses coming in and everything. But as I said, the show must go on. So let's go. Where was we? We was at. So for example, part 4, we said 41, electric shock. So let's just make sure that we didn't leave out anything. You can see regulation 411.3.1.2. Maximum disconnection time. Stated in table 41 shall be applied to the final circuits with a rated current not exceeding 63 amps and a 62 amp supplying only fixed equipment.
Hello.
So therefore, I'll do it. I'll take it.
You'll do.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll take it. I'll take it. It's fine. I've been taking them. I'll take them myself. Right. So I think we clarified up to thermal. So let's get into thermal, which is going to be chapter 42. Hospital food sweet some people. Don't sweet me. Anyway, let's go. So
Tony, sorry to interrupt you. Could you take it now so that I can sign it?